Have you ever walked away from a conversation and then replayed it in your head 100 times? What you said, what you should have said, what they really meant. Or maybe you've stared at the ceiling at 2 a.m. thinking about something that hasn't even happened yet. If so, you're not alone. According to a study by psychologist Susan Nolan-Hoeksema, 73% of people aged 25 to 35 overthink daily. It's so common, it almost feels normal. But here's the twist. Overthinking isn't just a bad habit. It's a clue. A clue that your brain is trying to do something. The real question is, what? Why are we thinking ourselves into anxiety, burnout, and exhaustion? And what can we actually do to stop it? To understand why we overthink, we have to go back, way back. Tens of thousands of years ago, your ancestors weren't worried about read receipts or unread emails. They were scanning the wild for danger, a rustle in the bushes, a change in someone's tone, the direction of the wind. Overanalyzing everything was actually a survival skill. Those who thought too little, they didn't make it. The modern world has evolved fast. Our brains haven't. You're still wired to look for threats. Only now, instead of tigers, you worry about texts. So your mind keeps scanning, replaying, rehearsing. It thinks it's helping, but instead of protecting you, it wears you down. Even when you're resting, your brain isn't. There's a part of it called the default mode network. It switches on when you're not focused on anything in particular. Sounds peaceful, right? Except this mode is linked to self-reflection, past regrets, and imagined futures. It loops, it fixates, it replays what went wrong and what might go wrong next. Think of it like your brain's screensaver. But instead of calming visuals, it runs highlights of your worst moments. The same network that allows us to be imaginative also makes us ruminate. It's not laziness, it's wiring. Okay, so we know the brain is built this way. But why do some people spiral more than others? Here's where things get really interesting. Psychologists believe that overthinking often starts in childhood, especially in chaotic or unpredictable environments. Maybe you grew up in a home where something could go wrong at any moment. So you learned to predict every outcome, prepare for every variable. It became your mental armor. But as you grew older, the armor got heavier. And now, you might be stuck in loops because you're chasing control in a world full of uncertainty. You're addicted to certainty, even if it's false. You're afraid of making mistakes, so you seek the illusion of perfect decisions. And sometimes, overthinking comes with perks. Sympathy, procrastination, avoiding hard choices. It feels like thinking is helping, but it's just buying time at a cost. Overthinking isn't always obvious. Sometimes it looks like replaying conversations for hours, imagining worst-case scenarios, or needing constant reassurance, over-researching before making any decision, and avoiding conflict by running mental simulations. The problem isn't thinking. It's being stuck in one kind of thinking, fear-based, looping, exhausting. So how do you stop a brain that won't stop? Here's the surprising answer. You don't fight the thoughts. You step outside them. Start by observing. Your thoughts are not facts. They're just passing mental events. Take a breath. Really take it. Feel the air fill your body and let it ground you back into the moment. If your thoughts keep spinning, try asking a different question. Instead of, what if it all goes wrong? Try, what if it turns out okay? Another way is setting a little boundary with your thoughts. 20 minutes to think things through. Then it's time to move on. Or just move, go outside, stretch, let your body do what your mind is trying too hard to do alone. You don't need to control every thought. You just need to remember, you're not your thoughts. These are not quick fixes, but with time, they help shift your brain from threat mode to trust mode. Here's something to hold on to. Your thoughts are like leaves floating down a river. You can jump from one to the next, chasing them downstream. Or you can sit on the bank, and simply watch them pass. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer. And the more you return to that space, the quieter things become. The goal isn't to stop thinking. The goal is to stop letting your thoughts decide who you are.